Today I'm going to reveal my 6-step survival guide for working from home. So if you're finding working from home challenging or demoralizing or it's hurting your motivation, then stick around. I think this video will help. Hi, my name is Matthew and I'm an established business person and experienced business strategy lecturer. I learned some time ago though that your accomplishments are far less important than your journey. I made a YouTube channel to share what I've learned on my journey and give the advice that I wish someone could have given me along the way. So this content is for career professionals looking to make an impact in their career. I also have some ideas for those who might be feeling a bit lost and need some help finding your way. I make content for career professionals who want to start a business or want to succeed in the business they've already started and be a great entrepreneur. I also like making business strategy videos for those of you that just want to be experts in business. So if this sounds like a good fit for you, then please subscribe to the channel and join my community of people that have a growth mindset. Now I've ranked my list from least significant challenge to most significant challenge. So to make sure to watch to the end where I reveal probably the biggest challenge that is working from home. But without any further ado, let's get into the list. So number 6, you're eating too much. Now, I don't know if you've seen the movie Lord of the Rings, but when I first started working from home, I found myself eating a little bit like a hobbit. So I would have breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, and then supper. And as ridiculous as that sounds, because the convenience of the kitchen is close by, because the access to the snacks are close by, you're probably finding yourself eating things at home that you wouldn't eat if you were at the office, okay? So this obviously is a little bit detrimental to one's health and therefore not ideal. It can also have an adverse impact on your energy levels. Let me know in the comments if you started to eat more while working from home. My solution for this is to do the same sort of preparation and packing of lunch that you would have done had you gone to the office. So in my case, for example, I eat a couple of sandwiches at work and I normally have like almonds, nuts as a snack, right? And some boiled eggs for breakfast. So keeping that structure, I would still make my sandwiches the night before and still have my peanuts at my desk, even though my desk is at home, and try to eat the exact same thing I would have had I gone to work. Okay, so this is one idea to overcome eating too much. Number 5, you're feeling disconnected from your teammates. Okay, I think this is probably a very big challenge from an emotional perspective because you're so used to the personal interaction between yourself and your colleagues in the office. One of the ways that this can be overcome is through the use of technology. So I've seen individuals that are working from home thriving using programs like Zoom or Teams. Something that I see people not doing, which I do definitely encourage more of, is actually switching on the camera, okay? Because you then get that transfer of body language, transfer of emotion. Don't do it every time, but what our senior team, for example, likes to do is every Friday when we have our weekly catch-up meeting, we switch the cameras on. And it makes a big difference in terms of trying to get that connection and that personal interactivity. I'd love to know in the comments what sort of technology you guys are using and what sort of ideas you guys have come up with within your businesses to stay connected as a team. Number 4, you want to strangle your kids. Okay, so that's it with a little bit of a light-hearted tone, but obviously working from home when your kids are at home as well because the schools are locked down is particularly challenging. You know, if you have both parents working and the kids at home, it's very, very tough. So my first piece of advice here is just to give yourself a break. It's okay. This is an unprecedented time. Your employer will support you. They have to. If your child needs assistance with their learning, if your child needs attention, just see to it and try to settle him or her down. Remember, they're just little people. Little people just have needs, and this is probably just as frustrating for them as it is for us as adults. So give yourself a break, be patient as best you can, and don't worry too much about your work. You can always get back to it. You can always work a little bit later to get caught up, but try not to let yourself get worked up by the fact that your children are continuously distracting you. It's just inevitable. It's just one of those things in an unprecedented time. So cut yourself some slack. You more than deserve it. Let me know in the comments if you've had fun having your kids at home and what it's been like trying to help your kids with remote schooling while you've been working. I'd love to hear from you. Number 3, you're tempted by distractions. Right, so everything that we have at home, that we used to entertain ourselves with over the weekend is now accessible, right? So our television is right there. Our Netflix is right there. You know, it's very, very tempting to go, oh, I don't have anything to do right now, so let me just put on a series quickly. Or you put the series on in your lunch hour and then, oh, you want to watch another episode, and before you know it, it's 3 o'clock and you're behind on your work. You know, it's very, very important to keep distractions out and to contain your environment to the same sorts of things that you would have at work. I think your partner needs to be supportive of you here. So if you have a partner that doesn't work, you know, don't have them sitting watching a TV show that you really enjoy while you're at work and you hear it playing in the background. You know, you need to work together and pull together as a team so that the temptation of you know, being distracted by the things at home sort of falls away or just isn't there. Let me know what distractions you have at home in the comments. Mine is definitely my YouTube and my Netflix. I love to every now and again think about watching one of my shows, but I try to keep the discipline, try to keep the distractions out so that I can stay focused and I can stay working productively. Number 2, you live in your pajamas and you haven't seen the sun for a while. Okay, I think this is definitely a sign of the fact that you're probably working too much and you're just super focused on trying to be productive while working from home, okay? But this isn't good psychologically, and I think over time it will start to wear on you. So my advice here is to make sure that you make some sort of clothing change every morning. So even if you just change your shirt and you stay in sweatpants, that's fine. Make sure that you try and go out at least once a day. So any business would usually allow a lunch hour. Take that time, go for a walk, change your scenery. It'll just be very, very good for you physically and psychologically. And both are very, very important. So it's very, very tempted to get into this stuck at home, never leaving the house sort of mold. It's a bit of a rut. So to avoid that rut, continuously go out, mix it up. If you can go to the office once a week, if it's permitted, if you are in a permitted work zone, do that. Take advantage of that opportunity to keep mixing up your scenery. It will help you to stay motivated and to stay focused. And as promised, the last one of the challenges, and probably the biggest one, is you're just not feeling motivated. And how could you? You're eating too much, you're feeling disconnected from your teammates, you want to strangle your kids, you've got all these distractions tempting you, and you live in your pajamas and you're not going outside. So if you find yourself feeling demoralized and lacking motivation, ask yourself, what of the other 5 examples that I gave here today are you doing? And you will probably find that the reason that you're not motivated is because of the other things that you are, the other mistakes that you are making in terms of the other choices and the other habits that you've adopted while working from home. So put another way, if you make the changes that I recommend for the first 5 steps on the list, I think you will find that your motivation will improve. Let me know in the comments if this advice was helpful, if you're battling with motivation or any of the other things that I listed today. If you found this list helpful, please leave a like on the video and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week with another video.